Welcome students. In the last video we had seen that up till that part in which the author had decided that he would get Ranga married. Now let's see further. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Now here we are introduced to Rama Rao, who had a niece, एक भतीजी या भांजी होगी, and she had come from a town, and so she knew how to play with harmonium and veena. And she was of 11 years of age. She had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died and her uncle had brought her up home. Ranga was just a boy for her and she the most suitable bride for him. Immediately the author, when he saw this girl, he decided that she is the right girl for Ranga and Ranga is best suitable as a husband for her. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name, Ratna it was. The very next morning I went to the house and told Rama Rao's wife, I'll send some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. So, since the author used to visit their house frequently, Rama Rao's house, so the girl became free with him. She used to talk with him freely. And here the author mentions her name as Ratna. One day he told Rama Rao's wife that I will send you some buttermilk, छाछ भेजूंगा मैं, and you can ask Ratna to come and fetch it. Ratna came. It was a Friday. So she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga. While she was singing the song Krishna Murthy in front of my eyes, the Ranga reached the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want the singing to stop, but was curious to see the singer. Carefully he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there abruptly stopped. So Ratna came to fetch that buttermilk from the author. It was Friday and so she was wearing a grand sari. The author asked her to sit in his room and start singing a song. Till then he had called Ranga. So Ranga had also reached there. Till then she had started singing Krishna Murthy in front of my eyes. And Ranga, when he reached the threshold or the entrance of the door, he did not want to enter inside, otherwise the singing would have been interrupted. So he stood there only, and from the window he peeped in, or you can say window, what, at the entrance of the door only he tried to peep in. Now because of which the light coming into the room was blocked, and immediately the girl, she looked up that why is that light blocked. Seeing a stranger, she stopped singing. Suppose you buy the best quality mango, you eat it slowly, savoring its peel, before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. Now here the author is giving us an example that if you buy a best quality mango, you try to taste each and every part of it before you move into the inner part of it, and then you start eating it, and before you try to eat the other side of it, immediately the mango slips because it was juicy, and at that time your mood is destroyed. Similar expression was seen on the face of Ranga as his mood was destroyed since she had stopped singing. You sent for me? He asked as he came in and sat on a chair. Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. Then obviously Ranga, he entered the room and he said, asked the author that you had sent for me. Then he sat on a chair and Ratna, she stood up, and at a distance she was standing with her head bowed down. And Ranga was continuously looking at her. At one point Ranga and author's eyes met, and And Ranga was quite embarrassed that the author had seen him, that he was looking at the girl. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. So Ranga said that I think I had come at a wrong time, that she had stopped singing, so I think I should leave. Words were words. The fellow said he would leave but did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kali? So the author said कि कहने में क्या जाता है. He said just like that, but he did not even make a move to stand up from the chair and go away. Because this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga में whatever you say, it's not necessary that you implement it into actions. Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. Ratna ran inside another room because she was very shyful. After a while, Ranga asked, "Who is that girl, Swami?" Ranga asked that, "Who is that girl?" "Who's that inside?" The lion wanted to know. The he-goat who had taken shelter in the temple replied, "Does it matter who I am? I am a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Now here the author is making his own assumptions that as if एक शेर बोल रहा हो कि कौन है ये, तो जो ही गोट है यानी कि जो बकरा है, उसने जब मंदिर में शरण ली तो उसे कहा कि क्या ये मैटर करता है कि मैं कौन हूँ, तुम तो आए ही हो खाने के लिए मुझे. और बस उसने ये इतना कहा कि मैं एक ऐसा जानवर हूँ जिसने 9 लायंस को खा लिया है और मैं एक और लायन खाने की इच्छा कर रहा हूँ, तो ये बताओ कि तुम मेल हो कि फीमेल हो. तो जो लायन है वो डर के छुप गया एक जगह पे, क्योंकि उसे पता ही नहीं था कि अंदर जो मंदिर में है देयर वाज अ ही गोट, यानी कि बकरा बैठा हुआ है. सो लाइक द ही गोट आई सेड, व्हाट डज इट मैटर टू ईदर ऑफ अस हू शी इज? I am already married and you are in the marrying time. Now the author he tried to tease Ranga. He said कि क्या मैटर करता है who is that girl? I am already a married man and you do not want to marry. Very hopefully he asked, she isn't married then? His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left saying, I must go, I have work at home. Now he was very excited, Ranga. He said, इसका मतलब वो she is not married. The excitement was shown in his voice. So the author, he spoke a bit of lie. He said that she was married a year ago. Now here the face of that Ranga is shriveled like a रोस्टेड ब्रिंजल. जब ब्रिंजल को आप रोस्ट करते हो काला हो जाता है, लाइक दैट. एंड ही सेड, अच्छा आई मस्ट लीव नाउ. आई वेंट टू आवर शास्त्री द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग एंड टोल्ड हिम, कीप एवरीथिंग रेडी टू रीड द स्टार्स, आई विल कम लेटर. आई ट्यूटर्ड हिम इन ऑल दैट आई वांटेड हिम टू से. आई फाउंड नो चेंज इन Ranga when I met him that afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought. I said, nothing's wrong with you. Headache? Come, let's go and see a doctor. Now, after Ranga had left, the author had gone to the Shastri the next morning and told him that everything you should keep ready, the Janam Patri and the Panchang and all, and do as I am telling you. And he tutored him. He taught him, ये कहना है तुम्हें. And then the author found no change in the expression of Ranga when he visited him that afternoon and said that, what happened? Are you having some headache? Shall we go to visit a doctor? I have no headache. I am my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on. But I don't think that that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. Now Ranga said that no, I am not having any headache. I am the usual self. Then the author, he said that the same process had happened with me. I was suffering with headache when I had to choose a girl. But in your case, since you are not going to marry, I don't think that this should be a reason for you. Now Ranga stared at him constantly, at the author. Come, let's go and see Shastri, I suggested. We will find out whether Guru and Shani are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shasi saw me, he exclaimed, "What a surprise, Shyama. Haven't seen you for a long time." Shyama is none other than our servant, the narrator of this story. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning?" Shasi completed my sentence. "You finished all your work and are now free to visit me." He had not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful what I said afterwards. So he said, okay, if you are not having any headache, let's go to the Shastri ji and let us see that your Shani and Guru are at right place or not. So he also accompanied him. Ranga also accompanied the author. Then Shastri saw the author and said that, "What a surprise, Shyama, I have not seen you for a long time." So I got angry and shouted, "What, only this?" Now Shyama, the author himself, had forgotten that in the morning he had tutored the Shastri, and he was about to say, "Abhi subah koi to main." Acha, then he stopped his mouth because otherwise he would have himself ruined his plan. Shasi turned to Ranga. "When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that he visits us." Now Shasi turned to Ranga and he asked Shyama, the author, that when did this son of the accountant come to the village? What work can I do for him? Tell me. Take out your paraphernalia. Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test? Now the author said, you take out your paraphernalia, panchang, take it out, and he has some questions in mind. So just try to answer his questions, and this will be a test of your astrology also. There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shasi. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cauries, and a book of Palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours is an ancient science, Aya. There's a story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a Hari Katha, which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. I'll tell it to you some other time." Now here there was an authority in the author's voice, and he said to Shastri that then Shastri, he took out some 2 sheets of paper, some cauries also, and a book of that Panchang, and he said that it is our ancient Vidya, which is known as Aya, and although there is a long story to it, but he will not tell us. This is not a Hari Katha. So he said that I'll not tell you, this is not a Hari Katha. In Hari Katha only I can tell you. Anyways, whatever is your question, you can ask me. Shasi moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. "Never mind." Shasi indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It's about a girl." Now what happened? Shasi asked him to tell his star. He did some ganana on his fingers, some counting. Then he said, "Aapka Griha Nakshatra kya hai?" But he couldn't tell. Ranga couldn't tell. So Shasi said, "Never mind." Then Shasi did some more calculations and then said, "It's about a girl that you are worried about." I had been controlling my laughter all this while, but now I burst out laughing. I turned to Ranga. Exactly what I had said. Who's the girl? It was a humble servant who asked the question. Now, here the author, he had hidden the laughter under his face for such a long time, and now it was intolerable, and he burst into laughter and said that this is what I have told you, that maybe you are worried about a girl. And then the author asked Ranga that who is that girl. Shasi thought for a while before replying. She probably has a name of something found in the ocean. Kamala, maybe. Then Shasi, he thought about it and said that her name represents some kind of ocean. Then the author said Kamala. Then Shasi said maybe. Could it be Pachi or moss? Must it be a moss of, if it's not Kamala? Why not pearl or Ratna, the precious stone? So all these were the visitors that were given by Ratna. The girl in the Ramarao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiations bearing fruit? Definitely, he said, after thinking for some time. There was a surprise on Ranga's face and some happiness. I noticed it. Then the author, he made some assumptions. Could it be like pearl or Ratna or Pachi, moss? Ratna, the girl in Ramarao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiations bearing fruit? So here, Ranga said Ratna, the girl in that Ramarao's house. So is there any chance that we could get into some nuptial knot? There was and the Pandit, he said, the Shasi said, definitely. Immediately Ranga was quite surprised. That could it be so? But that girl is married, I said. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I only told you what our Shastra indicated, Shasi said. Then the author again said, but that girl is married. Shasi said, well, I don't know. Whatever my Shastra had told, I am telling you that. We left the place. On the way, we passed by Ramarao's house. Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out a minute later. Surprising, this girl isn't married, it seems. Someone told me the other day that she was. What Shasi told us has turned out to be true after all. But Rangappa, I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. Swear on the name of Madhavacharya and tell me, is it true what Shasi said? Now when they were passing by, they passed through the house of Rama Rao, and then the author, he stopped there. Ratna was standing at the door. He talked to her for a minute and then came back and then told Ranga that it is surprising that she is not married. Some other day somebody told me that she is already married, but it is quite surprising that you were thinking about her. And you have to swear on Madhavacharya. Madhavacharya is an exponent of Vedantic philosophy from South India. That is it true what Shasi had said? I do not know whether anyone else would have been direct, Ranga admitted. There is greater truth in that Shastra than we imagine. What he said is absolutely true. Ranga immediately admitted. He said that Shastras are always nearly true, and so whatever Shasi had told is true. Shasi was at the well when I went there that evening. I said, so Shastri Gail, you repeated everything that I taught you without giving rise to any suspicion. What a marvelous Shastra yours is. He didn't like it at all. Now in the evening, the author, he went to the well where Shastri was standing, and he said that you had acted very well, whatever I taught you, very well. Your Shastra is absolutely correct. But the Shasi, he didn't like the way that the author had talked to him. What are you saying? What you said to me was what I could have found out myself from the Shastras. Don't forget, I developed on the hints you had given me. Tell me, is this what a decent man says? Then Shastri, he got angry and he said, what are you saying? Whatever hints you gave me, I had seen from the Shastras. My Shastras are more powerful. They can tell me. I could make out from the Shastras only. So don't forget. And is this the way that a decent man should say? Rangappa had come the other day to invite me for dinner. What's the occasion? I asked. It's Shyama's birthday. He's 3. It's not a nice name, Shyama. I said, I'm like a dark piece of oil cake. Why did you have to give that golden child of yours such a name? What a childish couple you are, Ratna and you. So here at the end of the story, the paragraph that is given shows that some 3 to 4 years had passed by and now Ratna and Rangappa have got married. They have a child of 3 years age. So here Ranga comes to the house of the author to invite him for dinner, and here the author says that what is the occasion. So he says that it is Shyama's birthday and he is 3 years old now. The author says that why have you given the name Shyama to that child? It is my name and I am like a dark piece of oil cake. So why did you choose to give this name to that child? And your child is a golden one. You both are childish, you and Ratna. I know it is the English custom of naming the child after someone you like. Your wife is 8 months pregnant now. Who is there to help your mother to cook? This means now they are going to have another child also. Because he says that you both are childish and I know that it is the English custom that you can give the name of your child according to that person whom you follow. And your wife is now 8 months pregnant. And who is going to help your mother in cooking? My sister has come with her. Then Ranga said that my sister also has come with my mother to give some help. I went there for dinner. Shyama rushed to me when I walked in and put his arms round my legs. I kissed him on his cheek and placed a ring on his tiny little finger. Allow me to take leave of you, reader. I am always here, ready to serve you. You were not bored, I hope. So the story ends here that when he reaches the house of Ranga, the little Shyama, 3 years old child, he ran towards the author and he placed his arms around his legs. He took that child, kissed him on the cheek and slipped a ring into his little finger, and here ends the story. So this shows that how Ranga and Ratna had got married in this story, and it was a conviction of the author that he wanted that both of them should get married, and now they were having a child of 3 years age and one child was there in the womb of Ratna. She was 8 months pregnant. So hope this story is clear now. We'll meet in the next session. Till then, thank you.